The only straight punch he's ever thrown was against Brazil, and it's probably like one of the best straight punch knockouts of all time.
Did he fight a whole country? Yeah, that's fucked up, bro. What did they do? Who won?
Now let's get lively. Gather round, let's sort the buyers from the spies, the needy from the greedy, and those who trust me from those who don't. Eddie Murphy! Fuck you!
Get the fuck out of here. Man, you fight with nobody.
Best of all time, and before time was even created.
Follow me, hon. I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. Don't be scared, homie. I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. Grab his dick and twist it! Oh my god, dude, it's an MMA fight, dude. You twist that dick! Twist his dick!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed time for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching along at home. This is the Eggplant Tornado Podcast, the fight podcast for the common man. We're coming at you live out of our own homes this week. One of the members has come down with a little bit of the vid, and he'll be joining us a bit later on. But with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the polar bear, the Griff. How you doing this week, buddy?
What's happening, man? Yeah, better. I'm much better. You know, it can't get much worse than the last episode we did. It might have been the meltdown at the Griff, but I'm back.
Oh yeah, you were definitely on one last time. Last Thursday. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, check out that last episode. But as always, you can catch us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and now Twitter at Eggplant Tornado Podcast.
I've heard that
we're everywhere.
We're spicing up a bit of fucking storm on the Twitter, right?
Oh, yeah. Just telling everybody how it is.
Someone's got it.
Alrighty, well, what have we got in store for the people this week, Griff?
Oh, we're going to start it off with the staple, everyone's favourite, intro that there could be, believe it or not.
We do.
We're going to roll over into the heavyweight showdown from the weekend, which was Whyte v Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Parker v Ryder breakdown. I didn't watch that personally, but that'll be on you, I reckon, there, bud.
Bit of poor ending in that one.
Zepeda versus
Prograis.
Breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
So different Zepeda than what everyone's thinking. I know everyone here is thinking, fuck, Zepeda fought again. No, different Zepeda. Fury versus Chisora 3.
Yep.
Chocolatito versus Estrada
3. Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna roll on into everybody's favorite segment, Ned. But it's got a bit of a different title, What is
It does.
What is the title? You're gonna have to wait till the end to find out.
Stick around till the end of the show to find out, but I'm going to roll into some Belieb it or not here. And we'll start it off with a bit of UFC news. Well, you could call UFC news if he was actually a fighter in the UFC at the moment. McGregor says Khabib retired out of fear of defeat in another PED-fueled tweet, no doubt.
Bro, he said some harsh shit in that tweet about Khabib's dad.
It was fucking intense, hey?
Pretty red hot, but, so be it, I guess.
It's one of those things, it's like, you don't know what's like actually him just like saying shit at the moment or like him actually meaning it.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you don't really know what he's up to these days, man. He's a bit of a
Yeah,
he's a bit of a sus motherfucker.
No, you've just got absolutely no idea, hey? Like it's very confusing, man. And like to say that stuff about his dad, it's a complete fucking dog act. Like,
oh, bro,
I can't believe you would fucking do that.
Right, it is.
just
biggest
pure doggery.
Hey, like you wouldn't see a polar bear out doing crazy shit like that, bro. I'm telling you right now.
No, it's a real, like, just fucking real foxy behavior over there on the Twitter.
Super foxy behavior on Twitter. Some would say,
oh man, Zoom is
not
so
to have
much
a
fun.
cow, bro. Might be having a cow over the whole situation, but sometimes it's alright.
Oh fuck me! Oh Jesus Christ! This is gonna be the whole time. This is gonna be all our jokes, everybody. So just like strap in for constant fucking property in this fucking episode.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Chris gone to Norway.
I'm just everywhere, boy. I'm floating around. I'm here. I'm ready.
All right.
But that's
anyway.
That's a super shit go. Probably don't like make jokes about his fucking dead dad. You fucking
Yeah, that's it. And more to the point, it's like you've seen what he does before. He'll probably do it when he hasn't got the consequences of like
He'll-
losing any titles or money or anything like that. He'll just kick the shit out of you,
You'll see in the street and fucking eat your face, bro.
just break your other leg. But
I don't think you wanna do
despite that, he reckons he's clear for testing in February. But Anthony Smith begs to differ. Have you seen them going back and forth on Twitter?
If he says he's clear for testing in February, that means he's on something, right?
100%. That's exactly what Anthony Smith said. He was like, so if you're clear for testing, that means that you know your cycle ends around then,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Surely, right? Something like that's going on. For sure. I have seen a little bit of their back and forth. Anthony Smith would be huge compared to him, bro. Huge.
Oh yeah, he's a light heavyweight.
Yeah, that's not a good argument for Connor to be getting involved in personally.
I don't think they're going to fight, kind of thing, but just the fact that he's making some very good points, and Connor doesn't really have many good points in return.
Yeah. I mean, he should probably just calm down a little bit.
Yeah, he should probably just take it easy until he comes back. Hey, until he's actually fucking doing something to back it up.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
We got Burns versus Magny added to UFC 283 in Brazil. How fucking old is Neil Magny?
He's got to be
73.
like 30 something, going on 84. But it's hard to tell because he's like
the most receded hairline I have ever seen.
it's hard to tell because he's like
His
dark
hair
people,
just
dark
started.
people age different. Like they'll
hair-
age heaps better than we do.
Bro, his hair just started running away from the front of his face because it was just sick of getting hit. Just
Oh,
like,
bro,
fuck
it's
this.
out.
I'm just going to go to the back of the head.
Yeah, you're not allowed to get hit there. Who's he fighting? Bones.
Yeah, Gilbert Burns.
Soldarino. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's a fun fight, bro. I see.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it's a fun fight though.
Gilbert definitely slept on in that division.
Yeah, 100%.
It was him and Chimaev that had that fucking war.
Yeah, that was a fucking sick fight too, bro.
Fuck off. Oh my god. Hopefully Froomey messages us before he comes on so that we know to fucking get our fucking avatars ready. But alrighty, we'll move on to the next point here. As I spoke to you about during the week, Costa's a fucking madman on Twitter. How funny was that shit? Talking about Adesanya breastfeeding an impatient child at a press conference.
His Twitter might be my favorite Twitter I've ever seen, potentially.
The best part about it as well is like you can tell it's him because it's all in like weird broken English.
Yeah. It's definitely it's not like done its best. Like, he could probably talk better, but it is the funniest shit you'll ever see in your fucking life. It doesn't get much funnier, to be honest.
It's really fucking funny, and I'm still interested to see whether he's actually gonna fucking be fighting in Perth.
Yeah, well, he's hard to really tell because he's kind of like fucking around with it. Like, oh, I could be fighting UFC, or I could be fighting something different.
Yeah, according to him, he's going to boxing.
Yeah, but just tell us what you're doing, bro. The people need to know, Ned.
Well, speaking of shit that the people fucking really need to know, fucking Jones v Ngannou targeted for UFC 285. If not Ngannou, then Blades.
Yeah, especially in Ghana. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to like throw Jones straight to Ngannou.
Yeah.
It just depends whether Francis is good in time.
My mic's not picking that wind up, is it?
No, it's all good.
Fucking
All good on
breezy
my
out here,
end.
boys. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it was pretty windy. Those waves look nice. So you gonna take a dip afterwards?
Yeah. Of course. Got my surfboard in the back, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Ready. Sorry, these things are way too distracting.
Oh my god, it's so much fun. That's why I've just gone white as the fucking logo. Yeah, what were we saying? Jones v Ngannou. Yeah, so how do you reckon that fight's gonna go down?
I see Jones winning.
Yeah, I think he's too technical.
Too technical, too fast. I don't know how fast he is now, though. He could have
We'll
slowed down a
see.
bit.
He has packed on a fair bit of weight. From what I've seen, he's walking around at like 260. Or some shit like that.
Fucking huge.
Which is
Like,
a lot of weight.
I hope he's been
'Cause
like doing
what-
heaps of training and shit between that.
Because he would have had to cut 205. but not by much, right?
Just look at this thing for a second. What are these fucking things, bro? Alright, I'm done with it.
I think we're doing every podcast on Zoom from now on.
Yeah, he would have cut a fair bit. You can imagine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they're probably like 220 or some shit like that. Like if Pereira can cut from 219 to fucking 185, like
Yeah, he probably
Jones could surely cut from like 230 to 205 kind of thing. So he wouldn't have like 30 pounds isn't like it's a lot, but it's not fucking huge for somebody if he's like he's like 6'4", 6'5", isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big boy. Yeah, like tall. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know what he walked. I think around 220, 230.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's probably what he walked around.
Stop playing with the fucking filters.
Yeah, both of them are fun fights though. I feel like he probably wins. Jones probably wins both of them.
Yeah, you would assume so.
Yeah, you gotta imagine he does.
Oh, yeah, I reckon he fucks up Blades.
Yeah.
What?
I feel like
Fuck off.
I feel like
It took me so long to notice this little cat.
yeah, I don't feel like Blades has the striking to keep up with him.
No. Probably not. Definitely not, actually. No.
But you never know.
The only reason that Francis would be able to like keep up with him per se is because Francis would have the power like to keep him honest. Like he can't just sort of do like stupid experimental shit. He needs to be technical because fucking Francis could just fucking put his lights out.
Yeah. It's a fight he's definitely got to be like careful with.
100%.
100%. But I mean, yeah, either one of them coming back is like a pretty fun fight.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd watch them.
Alrighty. I'm gonna move on to all of the stuff that's happened to UFC 282. Let's go through all of it. So Jiri Prochazka suffered a shoulder injury and like an absolute G, fucking drops the title instantly and says like I can't hold on to this if I know I can't defend it for a year. So here you go, and I'll just fight for it when I get back. Yeah, hit that fucking Bushido code.
Oh, what a man.
Fucking yeah, what a guy. Like, that's how you should have fucking done it. Instead of like Francis, like fucking holding up the division for an entire year. Bullshit. So on the back of that, Teixeira doesn't want to fight Ankalev on short notice. Blachowicz versus Ankalev for the vacant light heavyweight title. And like I said to you the other day as well, fucking Blachowicz was in like transit. He was on a flight, so he didn't get any of the messages while all of this shit happened. So by the time from when he left, he was like under the impression he was the co-main, and by the time he landed, he was like, no, you're the headliner and you're fighting for the title.
And he agreed to it and everything though?
Yeah, because Teixeira wanted to, what did he want? He wanted to fight Ankalev at 283 in Brazil, because he was like, I need an extra month or so to prepare for it because he's a southpaw and he fights a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we need a title fight for this one.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, well, let me fight Jan, because Jan fights a little bit more similar to Jiri. And they're like, no, we've seen that before, so we're not going to do that again.
Yeah.
So he was like, all right, well, I'm not fighting.
They stitched him up pretty hard, in that
pretty much.
Which is like, yeah, but, he's fighting for a battle. So. Well, that guy's not, but another guy is.
Yeah, that's it.
It sucks for someone, but then it's also like good.
And I mean, he's not going to be completely out of the picture, you would assume.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't think so. He'll probably be next in line or something along those lines if they were already thinking about giving him a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know though.
So with that being moved up, that means Paddy Pimblett I can't remember who he's fighting, but he's now the co-main.
Yeah.
And Darren Till's been added to the card.
Yeah, which is cool. Who's for Till?
Yeah. I'd have to look that up. I'm not exactly sure. I know it's only a 3-rounder though, because he said something like a week or two ago. He was like, I don't want to fight 5-round fights anymore.
Yeah, which is fucking fair, man. Probably gets a bit much after a while.
Yeah, he's been into fucking wars.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything out of the UFC this week. So we'll move on to a little bit of boxing news before we move into a pretty boxing heavy show. There's not actually another.
UFC's been a bit quiet for a while, eh?
It has, and then obviously we've got UFC 282 coming next weekend. So next week will be a pretty UFC heavy show. We're going to do a full card breakdown and then analysis the next week after. And then we've actually got some. Oh no, hang on. What did get announced during the week? There was one more thing. Just before the end of the year, it will be Cannonier versus Strickland. Fuck off. Cannonier versus Strickland. Yeah, it'll be like just before Christmas.
Yeah.
So a little treat from fucking Dana Claus.
I feel like Cannonier probably sleeps him.
Oh yeah, 100%. Strickland's too things you can find in the pocket too much with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna.
I don't like him.
Yeah, he's a bit weirdo.
Yeah, he's a bit of a fucking weirdo. But yeah, that's sort of everything out of the UFC this week that I remember. And we'll move on to a bit of boxing news and some interesting boxing news at that. Frank Warren, you tomato-looking motherfucker.
Get him.
All quiet over one of his fighters being potentially handed a 4-year ban for doping after slamming Eddie Hearn.
Which one of his?
Hearing about that?
Which one?
Name's Zolani Tete. I've heard the name before, but I wouldn't be able to put a face to the name.
Get him in there. Him v Connor. The winner gets to just keep their contract or whatever. However.
like a you're fired match in the WWE.
Yeah.
You're gonna leave boxing forever.
Yeah, but then the winner just gets to keep their name clear. Like, no, you never took drugs, clearly.
Oh, here he is.
Oh
no, hang on.
Him. Hi,
Sarah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Sarah. We're recording right now.
Yeah, you're on.
Hey, can you
Hey!
He is. He's here. The man, the myth, the legend.
I don't even need earphones. I can hear you.
Oh yeah, you sound pretty clear too, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not actually too bad.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it's just all just through the computer.
Fuck, that's pretty good.
Happening.
Oh, look. How's the audio on that can crack?
Oh, very beautiful.
That should be they should pay us for that. That should be an ad. 100%.
Froomey's just finished a day of work off. He's cracking a cold can of cola. Sign us up, coach. We'll take the deal.
Have you got a chair? Are you comfy?
Huh?
You got a chair? Are you comfy?
Yeah, I'll be right.
Well, here he is. The fucking man made of pure logic. And a little bit of COVID.
Oh,
Prediction wizard himself.
the test come back negative, so I said, "Fuck it, I'm going to work today."
Yeah, well, same for your old man today.
Yeah, you,
Negative.
Did you get that Did you get that like medicine stuff that they're on?
No, I've got nothing.
nothing.
No,
Okay.
they've been jabbed fucking 3-4 times and all.
Maybe it's just a weak strain.
Yeah, I don't know. He wasn't that great on Saturday. Like when we were cleaning out the shed and that, he was a bit iffy. He was like, "Oh, I don't feel well," and then we went to go out for dinner, and Mum said that she got him to take a test and it come back positive, and then they got another one and it come back positive like straight away.
Yeah, well, we went and seen him like a couple of hours ago, and he tested today and he was negative. So
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Seems a
must just
little
be a weak strain. But it probably means that he's not positive anyway. Anyway, the last point that I made just before you jumped on here was, did you hear about one of Frank Warren's fighters testing positive, nearly copping a 4-year ban, or potentially copping a 4-year ban?
No, what for?
He's essentially the same thing as don't pay attention to this dickhead in the corner.
And he's gone. He's back.
Oh my god. I'm not sure exactly what the substance was, but he's looking at copping the same amount of time as Conor Ben. I'm pretty sure he's done the same thing. Like, he's ripped up his like boxing license, so there like can't be a fucking investigation and shit.
I came up with the idea that it's got to be Conor Ben versus him, and the winner just gets to like clear their name. The loser's gone.
Like
The
a
loser
your
gets double
fired
time,
match.
bro. Loser gets double the time. Winner nothing. Clean slate.
Oh fuck, that would be good.
Shut it up, boys. You heard it here first. Eggplant Tornado Podcast.
And up the great Rudolph of 23.
Oh, bro. Get it.
The Ryder.
Get it out. Get it out.
Alrighty, well, we got Davis seemingly gone from Mayweather Promotions after a tweet tagging Mayweather and Leonard Ellaby and Mayweather Promotions. saying, what exactly did this boy say? Something like, when are you all going to send me like the contract termination papers?
That's
So-
probably better for him.
So he's going pretty public with it.
Well,
Good enough.
it's no real surprise that the fight with Garcia is getting made, then, is it?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
That's like, yeah, a pretty big money fight, the one with Garcia. So,
I've never heard of the bloke he's fighting next in
What's-
January.
it's like June. Apparently, isn't Garcia going to take one as well? Is that a thing?
I'm not sure.
Apparently, so all right. So what we spoke about last week. So Tank's got a fight lined up in January against a dude called Hector Garcia, who's like 17-0.
Yeah.
Then he's got his court shit coming up in February, which could potentially land him at like, at very best, like he just ends up on like a 2-month probation or whatever the fuck, or like house arrest or some shit. So he can still train and then still take the fight, maybe just a month out from what it was supposed to be. Worst case scenario, he could like cop a year in. Because he was involved in a hit and run, bro. Like, he fucking ran into a car and injured somebody and they fucked off from the scene of the accident. And he was unlicensed while he was driving too.
I heard the chances of time are like pretty high.
Well, that's the thing that I was like reading last week. That was also, believe it or not, last week. The defense lawyer is like vying for him to get time, and the judge agrees with the defense lawyer. So it's really up to the jury. It's really up to how much money he decides to pay the jury, really, because any sane person would see that and be like, yeah, that cut's guilty. So really depends how it fucking works out. And like I said, worst case scenario, he's going to get a year. He's still going to be allowed to box when he comes out. Everybody else was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the rules have changed.
Would be interesting, eh?
Yeah, it will depend on what charges he's had before, I guess.
If he's had any, yeah. Well, yeah, from whatever you explained to me, like he sort of was a bit of a rambunctious youth. And
Anxious.
before his uncle pulled him off the streets. So
Yeah.
who
always
knows,
is.
maybe he could have some prior charges. But if there is a youth, that also doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Fucking moving on here. What else have we got? We got Tommy Fury reckons he can send Jake Paul the contract in 2 days. But who gives a fuck about all this talk until they're actually in the ring together? I'm so sick of seeing like, oh, I'm going to go to the UK and I can't come there, but I'm going to do this. And my dad's going to take his shirt off and flop his man titties everywhere and tell me that he's better than Mike Tyson. And it's like,
But that's a definite though. He's going to
everyone
do
just like, please, like, just lower the fucking dosage. Like, I swear to God that like these dudes have been watching too much like Joe Rogan or something, and they like took the idea of like, oh, everyone's microdosing with mushrooms, so why don't we just like microdose with cocaine like every hour on the hour?
Maybe they are.
I love how fucking Big John carries on about all this shit, but in his like last boxing match, he got might not have been his last one, maybe like 2 or 3 before he finished his career. He got knocked out and didn't fight for 4 years.
Big John.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
videos
Big
of
John.
that.
So
Did he actually box? There's no way that fat did box.
Yeah,
back in the day,
What did he fight at? Like fucking super heavyweight or something?
super.
like the Michelin Man weight or something like that.
One of
What a
them.
butterbean.
One of them titties you got to weigh at least fucking 300 pounds. No doubt.
The
You see the
Timberland-
weight that it was putting on the ropes?
Oh, bro, the ring nearly tipped over. Get out of here.
Somebody just needs to cut that video and just put the fucking music in the back and just like, well, it's the big show.
Did Tommy send the contract to Jake? Because that was like a week ago that they said that shit.
Oh, fuck. If you're watching this and you do any photo editing, please send me a photo of Big John leaning over the ropes, but wearing that like one strap leotard that Andre the Giant used to wear or Big Show used to wear.
Get it out. 100%.
I'll get it framed and put it behind me in the studio. That is a fucking promise. Who fucking knows if he sent anything? Because the last that I seen of Jake Paul talking, he was sending out 3 contracts to potential opponents. So who the fuck knows, like, who they are? It's probably, like 70-year-old men.
Hopefully. That'd be mad.
They're probably like, the Furies will probably get a contract kind of thing, and then they're like, oh, but it actually says John. Like, and they'll like, get back to Jake's team and be like, no, like, there's a typo here. You meant to write Tommy, and they're like, no, we're not the old guy.
Yeah. Big one that could barely lean on the ropes. I'm gonna go with the Beachy Boys.
Oh, look at that.
Seems like a good day for it.
Well, that's what our mugs would look like. Hang on. How do we? You got the angle? No. Fuck. All right. Fuck you.
No bueno.
Fucking take it away from me then. Alrighty, what else have we got here? We have what I spoke to you about earlier, Rick, which is fucking interesting. I'd like to get your thoughts on this, Froom. Did you see Shakur tweeting during the week talking about fighting people? So
I seen it was something with Tank saying that he'd like bashed him and Gus. No, I think it was him and Haney in training, saying he almost knocked Haney out or whatever in Mayweather's gym.
They're all going back and forth.
And yeah, Shakur was like, "You wanted to fucking come into camp with me and learn shit." So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know about what.
I had a notification pop up on the screen, lads, that we've got 10 minutes left, apparently.
What? Remaining meeting time, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that work?
I don't know. Is it pro?
So we're going to have to, like, close it and fucking restart it?
Yeah. Yeah,
that's all right. We'll figure it out.
we're not in the studio today, so it's, clearly I'm at
That's right.
the Golden Gate Bridge.
We'll keep an eye on that, and then, we'll just have to, like, rejoin the call quickly. And I'll fix that in post. We can all fix it in post.
Yeah, sure. There's got to be a way to fucking make the call longer.
Upgrading to pro. I don't know if I'll be able to do much in post. I don't actually have thumbs. So that's
We'll figure that out. But no, he was tweeting. Last week talking about. I can't remember who the first person mentioned was in the tweet, but he was talking about Cruz not wanting to fight him. So he said, "Throw me somebody or Cambosis." And then a couple of days later, he tweeted at William Zepeda saying that he'd send a contract and telling him to sign it. And what do you reckon about that?
No one wants that fight.
Well, that's the same Zepeda from the other week, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's probably like Shakur wins, but it's probably a good fight, like just because of Zepeda's pressure. Like, and he's like just relentlessness. But I think Shakur finds a way to just be too slick.
Yeah.
And I think he'll get more respect with a single punch than what Ortiz did out of Zepeda.
Yeah, 100%.
I reckon Zepeda just combination every fight ever.
Starts
just all of them. Never loses.
Like he beats Cambosis every time, right?
Yeah, surely.
Zepeda, yeah, 100%.
I haven't watched much of Shakur.
Shakur murders him.
You guys say lots of good things about him. So,
like we said, he's just like Haney but better. Haney but hits harder. Haney but will come forward. Like just Haney but everything better.
What is lips like?
Haney, but probably a little bit bigger, to be honest.
I reckon they should fight then have a lip off.
And I feel like a Cambosis fight might be like competitive because George does like that sort of style, like come to fight me.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, like, yeah, Shakur will actually like fight a bit more and won't just like stand behind the clinch kind of thing. But yeah, I reckon he's just too precise.
What does he stand? What does Shakur stand like? Southpaw or ortho?
Southpaw.
Oh well, Cambosis will come in and just switch stances all over him anyway, so that doesn't really matter too much.
Like, I feel
Cambosis just fights all paw.
Right.
Every paw. Right. All the paws.
The master of the switch.
You got a paw. He'll fight it.
Oh, bro, he'll take it.
He fights orthodox and half-hour southpaw.
Yeah, bro. Sorry, no. Okay, well, I gotta watch some more of this Shakur dude's fights, but I'll probably get bored. I don't know.
Just like fucking... Just all the absolute fucking paw. Just like bear paw, fucking... You know? Like a bit of a dog paw. Gets down real fucking low, crafty, bit of a fox paw. Oh shit, hang on, I got out. I want to be me again. Anyway, let me read this while I make myself me again. We got
what's going on there, homie?
I seen you, Chuck.
Hi.
Hey Charlie. Hang on. He's looking at a fox and he's like, why is fox talking to me? Oh no, no, that's not what I want.
He literally just said, "Why is the fox there?"
Hold up.
There's Ned.
There we go. Hey, buddy.
There he is.
And we're
It's me.
He's back.
Bit of a family episode.
There's family friendly on this one.
I don't even think we should cut it. Fuck it. I like this one.
Oh, we got a 5 minutes 20, and we just got to pause.
Oh, well, yeah, we're gonna have to do that. But like, I meant all of this.
Please Zoom. Be better.
Yeah, why do you have a time limit? That's very stupid. But we got Bivol saying he wants a rematch with Canelo at 168 for all the belts, so there's no excuses.
What did they fight at last time?
175 for Bivol's one WBA.
I think.
But that's
Yeah,
like-
WBA.
Like,
WBA.
Bivol wins, Canelo will be like, ooh, fucking the weight, or whatever the fuck. And then when Canelo wins, Bivol would be like, oh, the weight, like I had to cut too much weight. Like,
No, because he said that he can make 168 easily before.
I mean, yeah, I guess they just like drain a bit of robot out of him. I don't know how that works. What do they take?
More to the
the pulse
point,
out?
I don't think he's the kind of person that would actually like make excuses kind of thing. I think if
Yeah.
Canelo beat him, he would literally just say like, okay, like I beat him at my weight, he beat me at this weight kind of shit. Like he
Yeah.
moves better at this weight. Like it's just the fucking better man won on the night.
Who do you see winning at lower weight? I reckon Bivol. I reckon he's just.
It's hard to say. Canelo is a lot more mobile at 168. I don't know what, it's not even that much of a pound difference in, but because like there's the same pound difference in between 160 and 168, right? And he keeps the same speed there, but he goes from 168 to 175, and all of a sudden he loses all of his speed, which losing speed takes away a bit of his power and doesn't allow, like, because that's what I think that was honestly the problem. Like, he didn't have the same pop in his shots that he had in those last couple of fights at 168. Like, people could, like, Bivol could just fucking, and admittedly, Bivol's a bigger competitor than the last couple of people that he's fought, so he could probably take a bit more of a beating, but he wasn't able to just like throw that one shot when somebody was coming in and actually sort of like stop their progress. He would throw the one shot. Bivol would, either block it or just catch it and take it and then keep going like a fucking robot.
And Canelo done like the stupid thing for that last fight. He was bulking up and went vegan.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
probably not the smartest move to do. Like changing your whole diet to move up in weight.
We just have like different energy and shit as well. Like, it can't be too great for you. I can't.
Like, and then if he's doing that and putting on muscle, it's going to slow him down as well. Like, but I also hope like the other like part of this is that Canelo doesn't put a hydration clause in place.
Yeah, that would be good.
Hmm.
I feel
Because
like
he
it's pretty neutral, isn't it? Because Bivol would have won the last fight, so would he have the upper hand in negotiation?
Yeah, but Canelo has a he like runs, basically just runs the fucking 168 division, and like when he fought Danny Jacobs, like there was a hydration clause in place.
Oh, okay.
Like Jacobs wasn't allowed to rehydrate to a certain amount, like over a certain weight. Like I think that, like if he wants to fight Bivol and take the win credibly, he has to not put in any form of rehydration clause. Like you have to let Bivol make the cut, and then whatever Bivol walks into the fucking ring at, he walks into the ring at. That's like it's the first way to do it, because Canelo will balloon up to 180 for the fight. Like Bivol will probably come in about 190.
Yeah, so it's not massive either. Difference.
Yeah, no, I just hope Canelo doesn't try and play it to his way, so he gets the fucking sort of advantage that way.
Yeah.
Because it'd be the same as what it was at 175, I guess. Like Bivol would have come in probably somewhere near 190, 195.
Yeah,
and he would
you'd
have
be assuming that.
Then you would have had Canelo probably sitting around 180 somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd probably be about the same. It'd just be at 168.
Yeah.
Which is probably an advantage for Canelo as well. He doesn't have to cut as much weight. Like all the strain is on Bivol then.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a strain on Bivol's body than it is for Canelo at 168, 100%.
For sure.
Because Bivol, would be walking around a lot more. But before we get cut off by Zoom in, let's quickly get into our last point.
I'm just gonna pause it real quick.
Yo.
Oh, we're live again, lads. We're back.
We're recording.
Even Zoom can't fucking keep us down, boys. They can try. We're recording. We're going.
All right. Well, let's quickly get on to our last point before we get into some breakdowns here. Hey, Rosie. Alrighty, so we got Messi disrespecting the Mexican flag in the World Cup dressing room, and Canelo saying, "You should definitely not let me find you." You guys read about that?
Have you seen the video?
It's a dangerous one.
No, I haven't actually.
Canelo needs to get off the fucking clenbuterol, bro.
Why? What happened?
Messi, there's a jersey on the ground in front of him, and he puts fucking how you take your shoes off, you put one foot behind the other, kick your shoe off.
Yeah.
He does that, and there's a Mexican jersey on the floor in front of him. He just takes his shoe off and kicks it, and it pushes the Mexican fucking jersey, and Canelo's going off about it. He did not wipe the floor with your country's jersey or flag. He did none of that.
Yeah, he's...
in the video I seen anyway.
So he's over exaggerating it a little bit, you reckon?
Yeah. That's what I reckon. They're all standing there, they're all fucking cheering, doing their fucking team song or whatever, and then Messi's in the middle of getting undressed, and he's sitting in his seat in the locker room, and yeah, the jersey's on the floor, and he just kicks his boot off and flicks his boot, and it pushes the fucking jersey on the ground, and Canelo's just going off about it.
Yeah, it seems like he's taking it well out of context, though.
Yeah, if I can find the video, bro, I'll send it to you. It's fucking. I was like, what the fuck? Because I was like, oh, maybe shit got wild in that dressing room after they won, because they won, and it was, I think, yeah, they won, no, they have to win their next game to make it through to the finals, because they got beaten the first game 2-1 by Saudi Arabia.
Ah, okay.
But so I haven't seen the video either, but so it's being blown out of proportion a bit, eh?
Well, from what I can see, yeah. If, as I said to Ned, if I can find the video again, I'll send it to you. But to me, it just it literally just looks like Messi's taking his boot off, and it'd just be if you took your shirt off and threw it on the ground in front of you, and then went to take your fucking shoe off and kicked it a little bit.
I mean, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck Mexico.
Oh god, he's gonna kill us. We got Whyte feeding Franklin by a 12-round majority decision, which a lot of people would say was a robbery.
Yeah, I haven't seen Franklin back in the studio since that fight went down, to be honest.
Froomey, you actually watched the fight. What do you reckon?
I wouldn't say a robbery, but I wouldn't complain if Franklin had got the nod.
Yeah.
From what I read, it was close, and they both threw hands the whole time, so it wasn't boring apparently.
Oh, it wasn't boring, but it was boring from the perspective of I know what Whyte can do.
Yeah, right. And he was just holding back, or
yeah, I don't know. He just, whether he didn't have the respect he should have for Franklin, or what, but yeah, he didn't put in the performance that I thought. On the back of that, even though Franklin lost, I would give Franklin the AJ fight. Well,
it's interesting that you say that, because I'm pretty sure I've seen an article with Eddie saying that he's lining up the Franklin and AJ fight rather than the Whyte fight.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, I hadn't seen anything about that, but yeah, it would be
Froomey, the wizard of prediction.
It just make more sense to do the fight versus Franklin, because Whyte didn't put in
the effort or anything like that. Eh?
Yeah, the performance to be fuck, I'm here, and I'm coming to take you. If he fights like that against AJ, it's over within 5.
Yeah. Yeah, from the highlights that I've seen, he's leaving himself way too open for anything AJ's doing at the moment.
Yeah, I know Franklin's not the best, but as AJ said after the fight, if that's his fighter, he's expecting the knockout.
Mm-hmm.
AJ even said him himself, if he's going in there against that caliber of opponent, it's fucking one way, and he's going to knock the cunt out.
Yeah, 100%.
And if he fights Franklin, it will be over within 5. But I don't know, I feel Franklin probably deserves that payday more than Whyte right now.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really want to see AJ versus Whyte again. I'd like to see how Franklin goes in that position.
No.
Yeah, it would be good.
We're not talking about you.
He was getting excited. He thought he was getting a payday and getting out of here.
I'm not there, but tell him to pipe down.
I just let him know they're talking about a different Franklin. They're talking about a Franklin, not a Franklin.
Anyway, we got Parker versus Ryder. Parker retired in round 4 due to a broken hand.
Ooh. What hand did he break?
I believe it was his right.
Is he orthodox?
I'm not sure. I didn't watch any highlights of the fight or anything. I only seen the result.
I mean, playing through, I believe it's fight night, round 3 or 4, you break your hand in that game and you have to finish the fight with just your other hand. So, I mean, I've been in that situation. I know it's possible. Froomey, you could say the same thing. Nah, yeah, fuck that, though. Because you don't want to cause more damage to it. And then.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, if it's broken and you punch in the exact same spot, it's just going to fuck that whole section. Because there's no, like, brace there to hold it together.
And Parker's still young, so yeah, exactly. There's no point in injuring his hand any further. But it pushes Ryder into a mandatory position, I believe, for like a WBO shot at like Canelo's titles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. That Ryder's decent. He's starting to get on, but I think.
Yeah, that's it. I think maybe a couple of years ago he would have had a bit more of a chance. When he fought Smith, and everybody says that he beat Smith, which I've watched that fight back, and I believe that he did too.
Which Smith?
Yeah,
If he ended up fighting Canelo at the start of that, not to say that he would have beat him, but I reckon he would have had a lot more of a chance. It would have been a lot more of a competitive fight if he was the one fighting Canelo at the start of that 168 run.
So Tall
Yeah,
Smith
for sure.
is who you're talking about.
Tall Smith.
Yeah.
Yes, Tall Smith, not Gray Smith.
The one who had fucking a bicep on his bicep. Oh.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it would have been a different fight with Ryder.
That's interesting, though. So there could be, like, other exciting fights for Canelo if the Bivol fight doesn't go through.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to fight Bivol when he comes back in May or whatever it is. He's going to fight one of his mandatories, probably the IBF one, you would assume, because they're the most forceful with it. But we just have to see how that goes and play it by ear. But we also had Zepeda, Jose Zepeda, not William, at 140 versus Regis Prograis. Prograis won by 11-round KO. It was a pretty brutal KO. You've seen the video for it. He fucking had him up against the ropes. It was just fucking so mashing him. And then all of a sudden, Zepeda just went brute. I don't know. You probably watched it for him, but you might have seen highlights from it. Griff, there was a fight that like happened last year where there was like 11 fucking knockdowns. One dude was wearing like black and gold trunks. The other dude was wearing like black and green trunks.
Off the top of my head, I can't really remember. But
if I showed you the highlights, you might remember it. But yeah, that was a fight that Zepeda was involved in with a dude called Ivan Baranchik, and that was a fucking crazy fight. So I knew that Prograis was in for a bit of a rough night.
yeah,
But he managed to get the job done, and doing that, he picks up the vacant WBC super lightweight title, which is the one that Taylor had to drop, apparently.
yeah, right. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it interesting for the super lightweight because that's where
Lopez.
that's where Lopez has gone to.
Mm-hmm.
There's been like while Lopez was down at 130 or
135.
while he was down there was already like talk between him and Prograis, like going on Prograis saying he's gonna smash him and shit.
Well, that's actually a good fight, to be honest. I'd fucking pay for that.
When's his
Yeah.
first fight at that weight coming up? Lopez.
He's already had one, and his next fight is next weekend. We have a fucking huge weekend next weekend.
How did he go? Like his fight?
He won the last fight by knockout, I believe, in like the 8th round or something. He didn't look too great, but it wasn't against like the best opponent or anything like that. But he's fighting. Who's he fighting? He's fighting. What's his fucking name? Some guy. The last guy that he fought, Mikey Garcia.
Okay. Related to Ryan at all?
No, or was it like Garcia is once again just like a common name in Mexico? I've got to find his name.
Mikey Garcia, I'm more than sure his brother is Roberto Garcia, the one who trained AJ for the Usyk fight.
Oh, okay.
So he's like
That name sounds
from a good boxing family.
Yeah, no.
He got like Garcia went up.
Sandor Martin, that's the dude's name. He fought Mikey Garcia in Mikey Garcia's last fight, and it was like one of those things. They went into the fight, and everyone's like, "Oh, Garcia's just going to beat this guy," and then all of a sudden, Martin just came out and beat the fucking brakes off Mikey Garcia for 12 rounds, and he retired after that. So this is actually going to be a decent fight for Lopez.
Keen to see it. Keen to see how it goes.
It'd be good to see him work his way through that weight class and see where he can end up.
Yeah.
Like, the people at the top of that weight class are fucking good. Like, you got Prograis, you got fucking Josh Taylor.
Who's the dude that Taylor beat? Ramirez. Jose Ramirez. He's at that weight as well. He's the guy that Taylor beat to like become undisputed.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got Catterall, who's like who Taylor's fighting, who everybody like believes that like beat Taylor the last time. So even if Taylor gets the job done, he's still a fucking top flight contender. So yeah, it's a pretty fucking stacked division for Lopez to be going into.
Yeah, for sure. And then what, the next weight class up is like 154 or something?
147, which is like Bud, Spence, Boots Ennis, fucking healers.
Yeah. Stacked fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Them lower classes are all pretty fucking stacked, though.
They are.
Good.
If you just look at it as a casual fan, you're like, oh, well, there's nothing going on down there. But yeah, once you actually look into it, kind of thing, especially fucking 135 at the moment, man.
Yeah. Just
so many top contenders like Loma, Haney, Tank, fucking Zepeda, Cambosis, fucking like Diaz. Who am I forgetting? Stevenson now. Like, that's such a good crop of people that can all just be fighting one another.
Yeah.
And yeah, same at 140, same at 147 if everybody decided to get their shit together. Speaking of people that we should definitely be fucking sorting out, we got Fury versus Chisora 3 this weekend.
Who cares?
Yeah, literally, that expression exactly for it. Like, who gives a fuck?
Bro, they're trying to charge us $40 to watch that fight.
Fuck that, man.
I was looking at it.
You should be paying me $40 to watch that fight.
I was looking on KO the other day, and they had it up on their like pay-per-view $40. I was like, what the fuck? Like, the undercard's not even that good either.
It's fucking robbery.
There's fuck all people on it.
Tell them they're dreaming.
Oh, it's fucking ridiculous. I seen something with them like yelling at each other yesterday, and fucking one of them yelled out something. Yeah, someone yelled out to Fury something about your mum or something, and then Fury yelled something back out, and then like, you know, his bigger fat ass brother Shane with the curly hair.
Yeah.
He's like walks over and he's like, he like yells something. He's like, I'll fucking lay you out, and some bitch, like some American bitch, just walks over and she's like, get a haircut, you're fucking ugly.
Get him. Take no shit.
Oh, fucking hell. Cop that, you bald fuck.
And the video just ends.
That's mad.
Alrighty. But yeah, I don't really think we need to say anything more than that. None of us are fucking buying it, and I'm really not even going to bother watching it. Obviously, I'll look up results because we need to talk about it, but other than that, I really couldn't be bothered. I don't know, you reckon Chisora's going to survive 12 rounds?
No.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I reckon I give him 7.
But like, he will put up a good fight while he's in there.
He'll put up a good fight while he's in there, 100%. But
like, it'll be...
I give him 5.
Not giving Fury the satisfaction.
I'm giving him 5.
All right. What do you reckon, Froomey?
Well, he can take a shot, but like, it just depends how Fury like comes in to fight him, because he's like beat him twice. So like, he's gonna know he can toy with him.
Yeah, he might want to do that, eh? Make like a bit of a fucking, oh, look at me. Then he could get slapped, like it's a heavyweight division. He could get slapped super easy.
To be honest, this might play into a point that you made a couple of weeks ago, Froome, about the like Fury's really slowed down in those last couple of years. Like, he doesn't have the same amount of footwork and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see, like, he's not as light on his feet as he was when he fought Chisora before. So he might not have a chance of getting out of the way as much as he does. He's sort of got to like roll with shots as opposed to just like being completely out of the way. And Chisora's smart enough, like, you know, he's just going to sit on his fucking chest. Like, he's not going to fight Fury at range.
Yeah, no, not at all. But his footwork isn't like great either, Chisora, which like helps Fury, I guess, with the fact that he's slowed down a bit.
Yeah, that's
Like,
also true.
you know what Chisora is gonna do. He's gonna come in, he's gonna come forward, try and land his shots, and sit on your chest all night, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing that will help Fury is probably that Kronk style.
Yeah, that is true.
What do you reckon wins
Like-
though? Kronk style or the Rikishi finisher move?
Like I think the Kronk does it.
Kronk does it? I
Yeah,
reckon,
maybe.
I reckon the Kronk probably does it.
I'm gonna pick a sneaky uppercut again. Same way
Yeah,
he
you
finished.
reckon?
Same way he finished off Whyte. I reckon he'll finish Chisora.
Yeah, Chisora does tend to like come in with his like head over his like hands and stuff like that. So
Yeah, he's
I'd
very
be surprised if that does happen.
If a slight step back and an uppercut, I think Fury does it. Yeah, probably somewhere around halfway.
Yeah,
I don't think he lets it go too far.
So you
nah,
reckon
probably not.
you might fuck with him a little early and then just try to get the night done, and get ready for whatever fucking shit show comes after this.
Apparently Usyk's going to be there, so we'll see what gets announced afterwards. But let's move on to some actual fucking competition that is not only like actual fucking competition, but it's free. We got Estrada versus Chocolatito 3 coming up on the weekend as well, and that's on DAZN. And we'll be able to fucking catch that whenever and wherever the fuck we please. Thank you, our Lord and Savior Eddie Earn.
Chocolate.
Chocolatito, we've been through this. It's the name that you think is funny, because it is funny. His real name is Roman Gonzalez.
Nah, Chocolatito's way better.
Yeah, it is way better.
Like,
But I believe they've gone. I know Estrada's won once. I can't remember whether Chocolatito won the first match or not. But I know Estrada won the last time. This is a trilogy too.
Fucking care.
like competitive fight. 5 years ago, I would have took Chocolatito.
He's still got
Like-
some fucking pep in his step, man.
Yeah, but
Chocolate-
he's not. Like he's got to be getting on now, bro. Like back
As a
5 years ago, his record was nearly at 50-0.
Oh really?
Yeah, like he was like Mayweather was like fucking on edge that his fucking record was going to get taken by Chocolatito, and then he got beat. I think he was at like 48-0 or something like that.
yeah, he got beat by Estrada.
He must have
Yeah,
had
when
a
he-
handful of fights.
Yeah, and then he's lost a few since then, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it'll
so
be
he's-
competitive.
He's definitely lost a step, and Estrada is sort of like in his prime. So it's gonna be, it's gonna be more interesting than fucking, two fat old men fucking going at it for the third time.
Yeah, for sure. I reckon
Yeah.
this one goes distance.
Oh, 100%, yeah. And it's gonna be fucking like fireworks most of the way.
Yeah, and what
It's
what the
interesting. It's interesting to say because I watched Estrada's last fight, and I don't reckon he won it.
Is Katy Perry playing?
What?
fuck- No.
Fireworks?
I thought she was like performing throughout the song. The fight, like she was just gonna play that over and over.
Oh my god. I had to think so hard. I was like, what reference did I even make? Like that you got there?
Fuck, you got some tunes, eh? Okay.
I'm just looking at net.
Okay though. She's got some fucking
Oh.
tunes.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
What's that other one?
It's even worse. It's even worse when we're not in the same room as him.
What's that other mad song that she does?
I don't know. I don't know. It's so vague. It's the most open-ended question.
She does heaps.
There's lots.
Yeah, but they're all good.
But okay. Well, yeah, I'm sort of under the same impression that this fight's going to go the distance. Griff doesn't know either of these fighters except for the fact that he likes Chocolatito's name, so I think you want Chocolatito to win.
100%, he's gonna win. Easy. Don't know.
Alrighty,
how.
well, we'll be catching this fight together on Sunday, so we'll see how it goes. We might even do a little bit of fight companion for it.
What time is it on? Is it on early or mid?
It'll be in the afternoon because it's in the States.
Yeah, I'll be
And then-
G for that. Do we
then
know who's walking out to Katy Perry yet? Because they're gonna win.
Yeah, that's really going to be the defining factor in all of this, isn't it?
How couldn't it be, bro?
I gotta find a charger.
He's on the move. No,
Dying.
he's going to die. Well, speaking of dying, I don't want Zoom
Yeah,
to cut us
Molly.
off again.
Molly!
Oh, there she is.
Solid.
Molly.
Yeah, solid.
Oh, nice. Where's Mum? Do you know where Mum's laptop charger is, bro?
How much percentage you got?
Like 10. I think this.
We won't be much longer anyway.
What's this? This will fit it. This will do. This will
Ah.
do.
Sweet. Alrighty. Well, want to reveal the new name that we've gone with here, Grip? I'll give us a bit of a drum roll.
Well, I'd honestly love to, Ned, but I've forgotten. So, I know it has to do something to do with someone that passed away recently.
Really stand something.
Alrighty. So the new name of everybody's favorite segment, considering for like the past like month and a half, it's literally just been us yelling about shit that we really don't like about the boxing and MMA world.
Sometimes you gotta. Usually,
New
boxing.
name of everybody's favorite segment is That Really Sands My Bernie.
That's the one.
So
ladies and gentlemen, the name of the new. Yeah, I like that. That name's solid though.
the name of this week's episode is literally it's just the shambles. That's it.
Falling apart.
Shambles.
This is the shambles.
It is.
Alrighty, so in this week's edition of That Sands My Bernie, everybody suddenly wants to fight when everybody's busy. Have you guys noticed this?
Yeah.
So, like, we've got, like, Wilder coming out this week and talking a bunch of shit, like, oh, you know, like, I want to fight AJ next and this and that. I know I've got the Ruiz fight, but I want to fight AJ. And it's like, well, he's definitely not going to return against you, so we don't know what the fuck's going to happen there. And then on the flip side of things, you've got somebody like Masvidal talking a bunch of shit to Leon Edwards, saying, like, oh, he knows I'm the real money fight and, you know, he's the champion, so if he really wanted to fight me, he could do it and fucking this and that. And it's like,
He's taken the way harder fight by fighting.
what? Why would Dana turn around and say, oh, no, I'm going to give you the fight, even though you got slept by the dude that he slept?
Yeah.
What fucking sense does that make? Who cares? Oh, yeah, you, like, you know, ran up on him in the fucking backstage one time. Sick.
I reckon.
Great.
Masvidal.
That far away.
Yeah, but that was like weird. Like, Edwards walked up to him and Masvidal hit him with a 3-piece in soda or whatever the fuck he wants to call it.
Yeah.
But then we've also seen what Masvidal does. He just like dog shots people. So obviously Leon was probably just walking up to him and just got fucking hit a bunch of times.
I think
Well, that was my
Leon was mid-interview.
No, Masvidal was
Backstage.
Masvidal was.
and Leon was just walking
Oh,
past
really?
and said like, "Oh, we should fight soon." And then Masvidal had his tip because he interrupted his interview.
Yeah.
Went and hit him. But then like we seen he jumped Colby from like behind. So it's probably like a dog shot for sure. I reckon Masvidal should probably just try get a win before he tries to go for a title shot. Like who's he beat? He beat Nate by a cut. So that's like in my head, if you beat Nate Diaz by a cut, it's not legitimate.
Well, I
But
don't
then
understand.
He's been
That's what
beat
you got.
twice since then, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He got
does.
beat by Nate, then he got sparked then he got beat by Usman, then sparked the fuck out by Usman.
Yeah,
No, he beat Nate.
yeah, he beat Nate
Huh?
by a cut, so you can't really even count it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. That
That
doesn't
was-
really count.
but I'm more than sure he beat Nate, won the BMF belt, and then
Yeah.
got beat twice by Usman.
Yeah, he did too.
Like,
Yeah.
he came in on short notice, so that's why they were like, "Oh fuck it, we'll give him another shot." And then he just got fucking his head nearly punched off his shoulders. Fuck, that's a
Sent to the
beautiful punch
fucking
that he hit him with.
Shadow realm.
Because everyone was like, "Oh, Masvidal only got 5 weeks, or only got 2 weeks or something to prepare." But so did Usman, dickhead. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Usman was fighting somebody else.
Yeah, who was meant to fight that time?
I'm not even sure.
So,
I'm not sure who was meant to fight.
if I was Edwards, though, I wouldn't give Masvidal a shot. I'd be like, "Fucking go win a fucking fight, mate." Then I might fucking think about it after I get through the fucking Nigerian fucking nightmare over here.
Well, if I
Yeah.
was Dana, I'd be setting because apparently McGregor wants to return to 170. If I was Dana, I'd be fucking setting up Masvidal versus McGregor because that's a fucking like
That is a
the
fucking
promo for that
fun fight too, bro.
just sells itself, man.
Well, Masvidal will just drop
Straight
that
away.
motherfucker, bro. Have you ever heard about
Yeah.
the beef between Bisping and Masvidal? And the only reason it got squashed is because Masvidal was walking down a hallway on his own, and Bisping and his mates didn't jump him. So he's like, okay, the beef's like squashed. And then Bisping was like, what? He's like, oh, that was me and my mates, and you were on your own. We would have kicked the shit out of you. So yeah, that's like the whole reason their beef got squished because.
Which kind of doesn't make me like him.
No. Like, yeah, there's no reason to like him. It's just fucking shows the kind of person. But,
Yeah, exactly.
what?
I think Edwards and Masvidal is the fight after Edwards and Usman because I've seen through the week.
Depends
seen
if it's
through
for a
the
belt or not, though.
I've seen through the week fucking Leon like Edwards putting tweets out saying that like saying about that backstage incident and saying
I owe you one still or something.
yeah he's gonna fight George whether it's in the cage or on the street.
Yeah, street fight it up, homies.
He's
Fucking
got to
oath.
get that back or something. You reckon?
Dude, Edwards
So-
is from like fucking the rough streets, of fucking somewhere in England, bro. He's gonna kick the shit out of Masvidal.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember
Masvidal's from Miami. So look out, bro.
I was gonna bring those tweets up as well. Like, yeah, he was saying like, I don't care where we fucking get it on. Like, I'll get you back.
Yeah.
And like it's like more in so much more of a reserved way than Masvidal talks shit. So like you can like not that obviously Masvidal has proved that the shit that he talks is serious, but like I just kind of like that whole like, oh well, I'll just get you back. Like instead of saying like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and fucking
On site.
like I don't know. It was like one of those things. Like Masvidal was like cool for that little period of time, and then he McGregored himself.
He was literally cool because he just fucked on Ben Askren.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Did you hear what they called Ben Askren in the Jake Paul fight? Have you ever heard that?
No,
Ben
No.
Ask you or something.
ask you.
Legit, go type in after we're done here. Type in yeah, Ben Askren versus Jake Paul introduction. I guarantee it'll come up. It's like Ben Ask you or something like that. Funny ass.
But yeah, moving back to the first point of this, then you got like Wilder being fucking vocal all week, and you got fucking Shelley Finkel doing interviews saying like, oh no, we want nothing but the fucking AJ fight, and it's like, yeah, but AJ's blatantly trying to line up a comeback fight with somebody who's not gonna stand there and try and take his fucking head off. So why once again do you all of a sudden want and need this fight?
Shirley Finkel sounds like a fucking made up person.
It's the same reason they needed it 5 years ago, Ned. They don't.
Yeah, exactly that.
Just trying to make Wilder like bit bigger, I guess, to give him a good payday again. But like what?
It sucks that they just can't get it done because it's a very interesting concept in my head. Like if you guys agree with me, it's a bad fight for both of them.
Who is
You know how
Fuck
Fury and AJ, not Fury and AJ, Wilder and AJ rather.
Yeah,
It's a bad fight for both of them because they both have like so many, or not in Wilder's case rather, but they both have the perfect weapons to put each other away.
Who do you reckon's got more muscles? Like, serious question. Who do you reckon's more yoked? AJ for sure, right?
Yeah.
Be close, but like I reckon AJ looks
Yeah.
more yoked.
Potentially.
Like AJ's like more muscle, but Wilder carries the bigger one shot power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
Like I don't know.
it's
It's weird. Like you look at boxing and the blokes who are like tall and skinny and like lean, or just any fighting really, always seem to have like good power.
Yeah.
Like them cunts that are real long, like Adesanya. He's got good power. He can fucking rock a cunt with one shot. Wilder puts him straight to sleep.
Yeah.
Like that fucking Sebastian Fondora cunt. He doesn't look like he has anything about him, but he's fucking 6'5" and just monsters cunts.
Yeah.
That is true.
But it's the same as somebody like Spence. Like Spence isn't particularly like jacked or anything like that, and he's like got real long limbs kind of thing. So you think like, oh, well, maybe he hasn't got the greatest power, but he just cracks at range
exactly.
kind of thing.
Something about that build.
I don't know what it is. It's the same build you have, Griff. Like
I also feel like it's to the point because like I noticed that when we spun it, you're not expecting to be hit from where you are. You think you're like, you think you're alright, but I can still crack you from there. And if I crack on the end of my shots, I carry power.
Mhm.
But it's just like the surprise thing because you could be like, oh, I'm safe here for sure, and then like out of nowhere, you're like, it's like a shock factor. It's always the one you don't see coming or whatever, or don't expect.
Yeah, it's exactly it.
But like, I don't know. I have noticed that though, like lanky builds just seem to fucking crack. Like, look at O'Malley, just one shot in
Yeah.
motherfuckers, bro, and he's just all fucking arm and leg,
Like fucking skin and bone. There's
Yeah.
nothing to it.
and he's like, if he cracks you, bro, you're fucking gonna get hurt.
Yeah, he's long as for that one. What is it, 135?
Yeah,
130?
135. Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
he's fucking-
exactly
he's
that
so
concept.
tall and long.
Like he's so lanky, but he just carries so much power because he's got. It's not so much that they like get power from their muscle; they get power from the actual like leverage of their body.
yeah,
And I think it's the same way with Wilder. It's not that he's particularly got like it's not to say that like it's not to say that if he just like extended his arm, he could just like fucking like just push a fucking brick wall over kind of thing. He doesn't have like Superman muscle, but it's just the
well, he
way
doesn't
that
have-
his body is built and he gets that leverage on the shot. And it's
Yeah,
just
'cause he doesn't have the greatest
hammer.
technique.
nah, he doesn't know.
Like he's
the only straight punch he's ever thrown was against Brazil, and it's probably like one of the best straight punch knockouts of all time.
Did he fight a whole
That would-
country? Yeah, that's fucked up, bro. What did they do? Who won? Brazil, right?
That was when he that was when he that cunt got punched and his whole body shook. You remember that? Remember when I
What?
was talking about that? It was like the fucking shockwave went through his body.
That fat dude had a whole country and then went to war with Wilder.
Yeah, and got fucking rocked in the first round and full. Bro, it's
Oh, I
that
do remember
shockwaves.
that.
Shockwaves through the country, bro.
That's fucked up, man.
Like an earthquake. It was just a ripple.
Sorry, Brazil.
Making Brazil.
Sorry, homies. On behalf of Deontay Wilder, we're sorry.
Oh my fucking god! I don't think it gets better than that.
I feel like
But yeah.
I feel like that is
So
that's a fun fight though to watch, the AJ Wilder.
it'd be a fun fight to watch, but it'd be just nice if Wilder caught him out when AJ was actually free and looking for a fight with Wilder
Yeah.
instead of just going on a fucking tweet storm, same as everybody else. So you know, like,
yeah, it's
just
bullshit, eh? Just fucking do
organize a
what,
fight with somebody that can fight.
just fucking do what Tank did. Rock up to where the other motherfucker is and take a motherfucker's chain, and then hit a pregnant woman and go to jail. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, clearly, Spotify, Apple. We're on all social things. We're new to Twitter.
We're on Twitter now again. Yeah.
New to Twitter. Help us out. Leave comments, tweets, or replies, whatever the fuck you do on that shit. Ladies and gentlemen,
Like, subscribe, hit bells.
do it all. Remember, legit, your dicks. All up in the twist. Peace.
Italiano, zastrzelone.